Welcome back to our channel Valuable Coins HD, where we explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, uncovering hidden gems that many people pass by without noticing. Today, we're turning our attention to one of the most intriguing and mysterious coins in American numismatic history, the United States of America 1-cent Lincoln silver wheat penny from 1944, specifically the rare version with no mint mark. This is not your ordinary wheat penny, and if you have one tucked away in a drawer, jar, or old collection, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll discover just how extraordinary this coin truly is and the auction price it can command. The 1944 Lincoln wheat penny comes from a period of tremendous historical significance. America was deep in the final stages of World War II, and the economy, industry, and daily life were heavily influenced by the war effort. Coins from this era were generally made from bronze, but due to wartime demands for copper for ammunition and other military materials, the U.S. Mint experimented with alternative metals, including steel and even silver. This particular 1944 penny with no mint mark is striking because it appears to have been struck in silver, a material that is highly unusual for pennies and extremely rare. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image on the penny has been a symbol of integrity, leadership, and unity since its introduction in 1909, and this coin is no exception. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," flank the image, with the year 1944 prominently displayed. This was a time when Lincoln's symbolism resonated strongly with a nation at war, representing perseverance, freedom, and hope. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the classic wheat ears design that gave the series its nickname. These two elegant stalks frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, symbolizing prosperity, growth, and the agrarian roots of the nation. The wheat penny design, used from 1909 to 1958, is one of the most beloved designs in U.S. coinage history. On this silver variant, the detail of the wheat ears and the shine of the metal make it even more striking, giving it a unique presence compared to the standard bronze pennies of the same year. What makes the 1944 silver Lincoln wheat penny so fascinating and valuable is its extreme rarity. While the mint produced millions of regular bronze pennies in 1944, very few coins were struck on alternative metals like silver. The lack of a mint mark further adds to the coin's mystery and allure, suggesting it could be a rare experimental piece or a striking error from the Philadelphia Mint. Collectors prize these coins because they are one of a kind, and their scarcity makes them some of the most sought-after Lincoln pennies in existence. The story behind this coin only adds to its appeal. During World War II, copper was a critical material for military production, and the mint had to find alternatives to produce everyday pennies. While most pennies were made from a recycled steel alloy with a zinc coating, a very small number of silver cents were reportedly struck either by accident or as experimental coins. These coins circulated sparingly, and many were lost or melted down over time. As a result, surviving examples are extremely rare and often surface only in prestigious auctions or private collections. Collectors and numismatists are drawn to this coin not just for its metal content, but for its historical context, rarity, and the story it tells about a nation at war. The silver Lincoln wheat penny represents a fascinating intersection of history, innovation, and numismatic curiosity. Its unique composition and minting irregularities make it a prized item, and even subtle variations in condition or surface quality can dramatically affect its value. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and minimal wear, are especially prized in the collector community. The 1944 no mint mark silver penny also highlights the excitement of discovering rare minting errors. Coins struck on unusual metals, or without the expected mint mark, immediately capture attention because they break the normal patterns collectors expect. Owning one of these coins is like holding a piece of history that very few people will ever see firsthand. It's a tangible connection to a specific moment in time, a reminder of both the challenges and creativity of wartime America. So, what does this mean for collectors today? If you happen to have a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny struck on silver, with no mint mark, in excellent condition, you could be looking at a truly extraordinary coin. Its rarity, historical significance, and unique composition make it a standout among not only Lincoln pennies, but all U.S. coins from the World War II era. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, and they often generate intense interest whenever they appear in the marketplace. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the auction price reveal. A 1944 Lincoln silver wheat penny with no mint mark, in excellent condition, can fetch an incredible $35,000 at auction. Yes, that is $35,000 for a single 1-cent coin, turning what might seem like a humble piece of change into one of the most remarkable and valuable coins a collector could hope to find. So, if you have old coins from the 1940s tucked away in a collection or even forgotten in jars, it's worth examining them carefully. Look for unusual metal compositions, missing mint marks, or any signs that the coin might be an experimental or error piece. The 1944 Lincoln silver wheat penny reminds us that history, rarity, and a touch of luck can turn the smallest coin into a legendary treasure. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and unusual coins in American numismatics, the United States 1-cent Lincoln silver wheat penny from 1944, specifically the version struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary penny, but in reality, this coin has a story and a rarity that make it highly coveted among collectors. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll discover exactly how much this extraordinary coin can be worth at auction. The 1944 Lincoln wheat penny was produced during one of the most dramatic periods in United States history. The country was still engulfed in World War II, and the demands of the war had a significant impact on the nation's economy, resources, and even the metals used in everyday coinage. Normally, pennies were struck from bronze, but because copper was needed for military production, shell casings, ammunition, and other essential equipment, the U.S. Mint experimented with alternative metals. The result is one of the most fascinating variations in American coinage history, a Lincoln wheat penny struck in silver. While extremely rare, the silver 1944 penny stands as a tangible piece of wartime history, a coin that combines both historical significance and collector appeal. On the obverse side, this coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's face has graced the penny since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On this 1944 silver penny, Lincoln's image shines more vividly because of the unusual metallic composition. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 1944 are crisp and sharp, especially in high-grade examples. The D Mint mark below the date identifies it as coming from the Denver Mint, adding another layer of significance for collectors who carefully track the production and variations of pennies from different mints. The reverse side of the coin presents the classic wheat ears design, framing the words, 1 cent and United States of America. These twin stalks of wheat symbolize prosperity and growth, paying homage to the nation's agrarian roots. The detail on the wheat ears is remarkable, and on a silver 1944 D Mint mark penny, the reflective luster of the metal enhances every line and curve. This combination of iconic design and unusual material makes the coin visually striking and immediately captivating to collectors. What truly sets this coin apart is its rarity. While millions of regular bronze Lincoln wheat pennies were produced in 1944, very few were struck in silver, and among those, the ones with a D Mint mark are exceedingly rare. This scarcity has turned the 1944 silver Denver penny into one of the most sought-after coins among serious numismatists. Its unique metal composition and wartime context make it a coin that is both historically important and immensely collectible. The story behind this coin is as intriguing as its value. During World War II, the U.S. Mint faced enormous pressure to conserve copper for the war effort. While most circulating pennies were struck from steel coated with zinc, a small number of experimental or error coins were produced in silver, either accidentally or as limited trial strikes. The Denver Mint, producing the D Mint mark coins, was one of the key facilities where these unusual pennies could have originated. Each coin is a rare glimpse into the resourcefulness of the mint during wartime and a unique artifact from a critical period in American history. Collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its rarity, but also for its historical significance and potential for investment. A 1944 silver Lincoln Wheat penny with a D mint mark is an extraordinary find, particularly in uncirculated or high-grade condition. Numismatists examine these coins for the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the clarity of the wheat ears, and any signs of wear or imperfections. Coins with strong luster, no scratches, and minimal handling marks are the ones that command the highest prices. This coin also highlights the excitement of mint errors and experimental strikes. Silver pennies from 1944 are incredibly rare, and those with a D mint mark are even more exceptional. For collectors, owning one is like holding a piece of history that very few people in the world have ever seen. Its value is amplified by its scarcity, its historical context, and the stories it represents about life and industry in wartime America. So, what does this mean in terms of actual value? If you happen to own a 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat penny with a D mint mark in excellent condition, you could possess one of the most prized coins from the Lincoln Wheat series. Its combination of historical importance, metal rarity, and high collector demand makes it an extraordinary addition to any collection. Coins like this are highly sought after in auctions, often attracting significant attention from collectors and investors alike. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the auction price reveal. A 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat penny with a D mint mark, in exceptional uncirculated condition, can fetch an astounding $30,000 at auction. Yes, that is $30,000 for a single 1-cent coin, transforming what many might consider ordinary change into a rare and highly valuable treasure. If you have coins from the 1940s tucked away in a collection, or even forgotten in jars and drawers, it's worth examining them carefully. Look for unusual metal composition, mint marks, or anything that might indicate an experimental or error strike. The 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat penny with a D mint mark serves as a powerful reminder that history, rarity, and the unexpected can turn even the smallest coin into an extraordinary collectible. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and elusive coins in American numismatics, the United States 1-cent Lincoln Silver Wheat penny from 1944, specifically the version struck at the San Francisco Mint, distinguished by the S mint mark. At first glance, it might look like a simple penny that passed through countless pockets and registers, but this coin is anything but ordinary. By the end of this video, you'll discover just how extraordinary it is and the astonishing auction price it can command. The 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny comes from one of the most dramatic periods in United States history. America was deeply engaged in World War II, and the nation's economy, resources, and industry were heavily focused on supporting the war effort. Copper, a critical metal for ammunition, machinery, and military production, was in short supply, so the U.S. Mint had to find alternative metals for coinage. While most pennies were struck from steel coated with zinc, a very small number of pennies were produced in silver, creating one of the most remarkable and rare variations in Lincoln Wheat penny history. On the obverse side of this coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's centennial, this design has become one of the longest-running and most beloved in American coinage. Lincoln's face, with its detailed features and solemn expression, symbolizes leadership, courage, and unity. Surrounding his portrait are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," along with the year, 1944, and the S mint mark, indicating the coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint. The silver composition enhances the visual impact, giving the coin a reflective sheen and making the details of Lincoln's profile stand out more vividly than on the standard bronze pennies of the era. The reverse side of the coin features the classic wheat ears design, framing the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. The twin stalks of wheat symbolize prosperity, growth, and the agricultural roots of the nation. On a silver 1944 S penny, the luster of the metal accentuates these intricate details, making it one of the most visually striking coins in the Lincoln Wheat series. The combination of historical significance, iconic design, and unusual metal composition makes this coin a true gem for collectors. What makes the 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat penny with an S mint mark so remarkable is its extreme rarity. While millions of regular bronze and steel pennies were produced in 1944, very few silver examples exist, and the San Francisco Mint specimens are among the rarest. This scarcity is what drives the excitement among collectors, as finding one is akin to discovering a hidden treasure that connects us to a pivotal moment in American history. The story behind this coin is both fascinating and mysterious. During World War II, copper was in high demand for military purposes, and most circulating pennies were made from steel coated with zinc. However, a few experimental or error coins were struck in silver, either as tests, trial strikes, or due to minting anomalies. The 1944 silver penny is believed to be one of these rare occurrences. Surviving examples are extremely limited, and many that were produced may have been melted down or lost over the years. Each coin, therefore, is not only rare but also carries a story about the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the U.S. Mint during wartime. Collectors prize this coin for several reasons. First, it is a tangible piece of history from the World War II era, representing both the challenges and innovations of that time. Second, its silver composition and mint mark make it highly unusual compared to standard pennies from 1944. Third, the coin's condition dramatically affects its value. Coins that retain their original luster, have sharp details, and show minimal wear are considered premium examples and are often the centerpiece of high-level collections. Even minor scratches, discoloration, or circulation marks can impact the value, which is why careful handling and storage are crucial. The 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat Penny with an mint mark also illustrates the thrill of collecting rare mint errors. Coins produced from alternative metals, or in limited quantities, capture the imagination of collectors because they break the expected patterns and become conversation pieces. Owning one of these coins is like holding a tangible piece of history that very few people will ever see firsthand. The story of its production, the mystery of how it survived, and its exceptional rarity all contribute to its desirability in the numismatic community. So, what does this coin mean in practical terms for collectors today? If you happen to have a 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat Penny with an mint mark in excellent condition, you could be holding one of the most coveted pennies from the Lincoln Wheat series. Its combination of historical importance, rarity, and collector demand makes it an extraordinary find. Coins like this often generate intense interest at auctions, and their value can be significantly higher than that of regular pennies from the same year. And now, the moment every collector has been waiting for, the auction price reveal. A 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat Penny with an mint mark, in exceptional uncirculated condition, can fetch an incredible $35,000 at auction. Yes, that is $35,000 for a single 1-cent coin, transforming a seemingly ordinary penny into a rare, highly valuable treasure. If you have old coins from the 1940s tucked away in collections or jars, it is worth taking a closer look. Examine them carefully for unusual metals, mint marks, or any signs of experimental strikes or errors. The 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat Penny with an mint mark is a powerful reminder that history, rarity, and a little bit of luck can turn even the smallest coin into a remarkable collector's gem. Thank you for joining us on this deep exploration of the 1944 Lincoln Silver Wheat Penny with an mint mark. If you enjoyed learning about its history, unique design, and incredible auction value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another rare coin discovery. Happy collecting, and may your hunt for hidden treasures uncover coins as extraordinary as this one.